Good morning and welcome to Mayor's Weekly. We're pleased to have you with us, and I hope all of you are enjoying as much as I am the coming of summer. And with summer, lots of summer activities at your household and here in the city. Our park and rec activities pick up. Young folks playing ball, and a part of that is our natatorium and swimming. And joining me today is Stacy Smothers, who heads up our natatorium. And Stacy, appreciate you joining me.
You're welcome.
And we were just talking. Stacy, you said you've been with the city 18 years?
Yes, sir.
That's gone by fast. And you've headed up the natatorium how long, Stacy?
Since 2009 or so.
Okay, so we're talking about 13 years. So,
Right.
And what I know is that I don't know a lot about running a natatorium, but just a casual observation is that it involves a great deal. And I think when I really began to develop a more in-depth appreciation of what you do, Stacy, is with the coming of COVID and the challenges that every municipality faced, and the expectations of our citizens and what they wanted and whatever, and how you began to throttle back on the things that we do. And I want to say this publicly. I want to commend Stacy for the kind of job she and her folks did in managing through COVID. And while we had some folks that were probably less than happy, at the end of the day, I think everybody understood that we're doing what we had to do, right, Stacy?
We did. They did.
And it was, from how it impacted your operation, it probably spanned a full 2 years, didn't it, Stacy?
It has, and continues to linger in ways, with employment and even attendance.
Well, I know this, if I get this wrong, feel free to correct me. Probably the first thing is you were trying to come back online with natatorium services. You made a provision, I think, for some of our senior citizens to swim, do whatever. Is that right?
That's right.
I can remember how happy those folks were.
They sure were. They were glad to get back in the water and see each other too.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about that activity a little bit that we provide for the senior citizens. Well, I mean, understand swimming, but
Right. Well, we have a group that comes in very early in the morning, 5 a.m., and swims laps. Then we have our 2 water aerobics classes, one at 9 o'clock and one at 10 o'clock. So they get in there and they work hard, and they fellowship. They get in there all, take care of each other, check on each other all the time. It's a good little community activity.
class implies as an instructor.
There is, yes.
And is that person or those persons on our payroll, or?
Yes, they are.
They are?
They are.
So, and that's happened how many days a week?
5 days a week.
5 days a week. So that person has to get to work early, don't they?
Well, we have several different instructors that
Okay.
have their days that they teach.
Stacy, what we know is that at the natatorium that we, of course, you have pool, if you will, that's under roof, and then we have swimming pools that are outside. I think, was there 2 of those, or just one?
There's one large family pool and one kiddie pool
Kiddie
outside.
pool out there. And what we know is that finding people to work is a challenge in Jasper, and as I read, it's a challenge everywhere.
It is.
Can you attest to that?
I can totally attest to that, yes.
And I saw in the paper, and I hate this, that I think the folks at Carbon Hill had to make the decision not to open their pool this summer for that very reason, I believe. Is that right?
They have, and I think Double Springs has made that decision also.
And that in and of itself is a rock solid attestation, I should say, the scarcity of employees. Now, Stacy, I know you have been working diligently to be able to do what you can with our pool facilities. Could you kind of give us an overview of that and what you think you may be able to offer this summer?
I believe we have still about 5 fewer lifeguards than we had last summer. And, last summer we were only able to open 2 days a week. I think I'm going to be able to work it out where we can open at least 2 days a week to the public for open swim again this year at the Natatorium and at Southside Pool. So it's going to take some putting the pieces of the puzzle together, but I'm going to try to make it work the best I can.
And if you made a decision, I guess it'd probably copy what you did last year. Will that be Friday and Saturday, Monday, or do you know yet?
I don't know the days yet because I haven't got the new employees' packets in yet where I can see where their vacations fall. And, some of them are in cheer camps and football camps and, stuff like that, extracurricular activities that I would have to work around. So I don't have the specific days nailed down just yet.
Yeah. So we'll talk about Southside's pool for a little bit. And I'm not saying it would have been done different if I'd have been mayor at the time, but what I know is this, that a liner pool, and that's normally what you see in residential application,
That's right.
doesn't work well in a commercial application.
No, sir, it doesn't.
And why that pool was built using a liner, I don't know, but it was a poor decision, and whoever gets credit for that, if I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. That's a fact. You agree with me?
That is a fact.
And it requires a lot of maintenance. And what happened? We had a tear or whatever in that liner leading up to the COVID challenge, and what we found is that we could not find couldn't get a liner.
A supplier, right.
I know that at the same time that happened at my house, and I went a year. I had to leave the pool closed for a year because I couldn't find a liner. But now, are we back in business from a liner standpoint?
We are back in business. The liner has been replaced. The pool is full. It looks good. So the Southside Pool is ready to go.
Now, what's the scheduled date? Knowing you don't know what days or whatever, when will the doors swing open for whatever you can offer?
We're hoping to have everything in place. Everybody who's taken the lifeguard class employed by then. Hopefully the week after Memorial Day,
Okay.
the 1st of June.
Because that gets our young folks out of school, and they'll wrap up sometime right around Memorial Day,
Right.
won't they? Then
Right.
whatever aquatic activities that you can offer, then that's when the door will swing open. Stacy, you told me something that you go to your facility. We have you call it a banquet room?
We call it the community room.
The community room. And tell me how old that building, you told me.
I believe it was constructed somewhere in the 1920s.
In the 1920s, and we just put a new floor in.
Yes, the original floor was there until
Well, I told
just
somebody
recently.
if the new floor lasts as long as the original floor, none of us will be working on that.
Right. We've surely gotten our money's worth.
But actually, I know that old buildings, the sizes of windows and doors are different, and I know that's been a challenge for you. But the wearing surface on the floor is there's been a lot of progress made in floor surfaces, and this is some sort of a vinyl product, but it looks identical to wood, does it
does.
not?
It's pretty.
It is pretty.
It's
and,
an LVT.
And what I know is it's pretty expensive. Is that right?
Yes,
But
it is.
I know you got roof work to do, and I'm still working on that to hopefully we can get a vendor to do that and have that back open for to be utilized in the ways we've used in the past. But that's been a challenge. Stacy and her folks, they look after their grounds. That's not farmed out to any of our other departments. And she looks after the net from the front door to the back door, and from east to west and north to south. But one thing about the new floor is that, barring something catastrophic, that's a problem. It'll be behind you for a long time.
Yes.
So, well, Stacy, I commend you for meeting the challenge, and not only meeting the challenge, continuing to meet the challenge, and of finding workers so we can open our pool facilities, and maybe the young folks from Double Springs and Carbon Hill, maybe they can make their way down here and to go swimming when we open. I really hate to hear that about small communities, because that's a big thing for young folks in the summer. Mm-hmm. And so, what else would you like to add, Stacy?
Well, just considering the construction work that's still undergoing in the whole community building, we hope to get back to doing the rentals, birthday parties, reunions, all of that. We're still kind of on hold, because of the construction area, but hopefully we'll be able to get that going. We are registering for swimming lessons right now. We were able to get 4 instructors, which is really good. That's about what we had last year, but so we're registering right now for swimming lessons for ages 4 and up. We have 3 2-week sessions. Each session is $80, and it's 8 lessons in that session. So we're excited that we're able to provide that. We've had a lot of phone calls, and we know these kids, the ones in 2020 that were 3 and 4 years old have not had swimming lessons yet. So, they're 5 and 6 years old with no swimming lessons. So we're really, really excited to get that back going and provide that service to the community.
Stacy, talk a little bit about the registration process. Online, come to your facility?
You can come in or over the phone. We don't have online capabilities yet, but just give us a call. The number's 384-9617, or just come by and we can sign you up right then.
Good. Well, that's great for young folks to have that opportunity as well. Anything else?
I know we have an election coming up, so the community room will be ready for that. The folks that vote at the Natatorium will be able to come in and cast their vote.
That's Tuesday, is it not?
That's Tuesday.
It opens at, what, 7 o'clock?
7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
Other than that, we're still providing our adult swim lessons. We've got a few of those classes that we're registering for the summer right now. We're hoping to host the day camps and summer camps from around town, the summer activities that different organizations put on. We're hoping to provide them some swimming time. We're also trying to get scheduled some water babies classes. We do have an ISR instructor, that's the infant resource swimming, which is where you see the children go in water and they can flip themselves over, as early as 6 months old, which is a really neat program that we've been doing lately. You can contact the Natatorium for that. Other than that, we're just, pressing forward and trying to get people in place so we can open the doors.
Stacy, I think I know this too, that, of course, known your family forever, whatever, but your entire work life has been committed to sports and aquatics. Is that right?
It definitely has.
Yeah, and I can. I've been around enough people and dealt with enough people in my career. I sense your passion for it, and I want to commend you for the great job you do and running the facility and looking after our folks. And hopefully, as we move along, the availability of folks that can qualify to be lifeguards and whatever else you need will improve, and maybe that'll happen. But again, thank you for joining me this morning, and if you have questions regarding anything in the city, please send them our way. We'll address them right here on the Mayor's Weekly. Tell us where you live, tell us your name, and it can't be written with a poison pen, but we'll If you do that, we'll get you an answer and move along. So thank you for being with us today, and we'll look forward to being with you next week.